Warning, this podcast contains explicit content. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome. This week's episode is brought to you by the letter G for goddamn. I don't actually know. Fuck it.
R for rabbit, R for Roger, P for Penelope, O for orange, D for Debbie, C for cat, A for apple, S for snake, and T for titties.
Do you know the brutally honest thing was?
What?
I was going to cut this out and start all over again, but I can't now because you put that on. That was funny. Join us this week as we talk about Cyclone Debbie, as we talk to Mike Jolitz, and we also talk about some other fun things as well, thrown in for good measure. Here's the theme song.
He's just a guy, he loves to ramble randomly across the wire. It's Gareth.
Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Gareth's Random Ramblings. My name is Gareth.
I'm Bex.
And we are here today to inform you of some fun things that have happened during our week and to take the piss out of the general stuff around the world. We do this every week, and I'd like to say thank you so very much if you are listening for the first time. First of all, what's taking you so long, man? We've been here for like 6 years, and you're just showing up now? It's the equivalent of showing up half an hour or 45 minutes after the party's begun. All the good beers are gone, and you're trying and steal my Heinekens from my personal stash, man. No, it doesn't happen that way, but we appreciate that you showed up anyway. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
I have no idea what that was meaning for B. I only woke up like about 20 minutes ago. We're kind of tired right this second. And what makes it worse is that our coffee machine just broke. So I haven't had coffee either. So this is over the top, incredibly weird, fake enthusiasm for the fact that I haven't had any coffee. That was the most evil laugh ever. Mike, if you're listening to this episode, steal that laugh and make it into one of your songs. Go on. Do it.
No.
Or anything else rude that Bex says today that I managed to get her to say. Do it, please.
I'm going to say something rude.
I will make you say something rude. It's going to be fun. So go on, Mike. There you go. There's your challenge for today. Anyway, that is, of course, if you're wondering who that is about, Mike Jolitz has started making music and putting comments from podcasts and mix them in with the music. It's quite funny sometimes.
It's very good, actually.
It's very cool. Well done, mate. So, so have a listen to them and go for that. So what's happened in your week, Bex? I've got absolutely nothing apart from one funny story, so...
We had a storm.
Well, that was exciting.
I don't think anything dramatic has happened to me.
Yeah, Brisbane got hit by Cyclone Debbie. Well, when it hit New Zealand, it was when it hit Brisbane, it was getting downclassed to everything, but it smashed up North Queensland.
Oh,
so
my goodness! But what
thoughts are going out with you?
What I want to know
Yes.
is why is it whenever there's a cyclone or a massive storm or something, they name it after a woman?
They don't. It alternates between guys and girls, and they steal the next to different things.
When was the last time they called it a guy's name?
I can think of Larry.
I don't remember that one.
That was about 20 years ago.
That's why.
No, 91. So yeah, about 20 years ago. But yeah, they alternate it. Every what they do, they have so there's Debbie one, so the next one that hits is going to be beginning with E, so it might be called Earl, it might be called Evan, who knows? They don't know. Oh no, they do know. They've got it down to the next 150, I think it is, cyclones have already been named. It's just a case of when they happen.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. They go every letter of the alphabet and they alternate between boys and girls' names. And it's statistically proven as well that the girls' ones are more deadly than the guys' ones, even if the girls' ones are weaker than the guys. Do you know why?
Why?
Because people go, oh, Cyclone Debbie, that doesn't sound that horrible. Cyclone Samantha, wow, whoop-de-fuck. But Hurricane Larry, or Hurricane Mike, or Hurricane Bruce, yeah, they'll fucking run, because it sounds more scarier than what it should be. Right or wrong, by the way, but I'm going to fight for equality in our cyclones. Everyone should be fighting. It should be women as well. Women and cyclones, I don't know.
They should be unisex names, full stop.
You'd have 3 cyclones there. It'd be like Hurricane Joe, Hurricane Sam, Hurricane Joe 2. The Joening.
Hayden is a unisex name.
Yeah, but you know what? That's how they do it, though. That's how they do it. They've been doing it for years, and they'll do it for years to come.
It's quite interesting, though. It's something that has been brought to my attention quite recently. And that is, with the cyclones, obviously, for those of you in America, you know exactly how nasty these things can happen, right? You'd think in Australia we've had some pretty nasty ones as well. You'd expect people to be a little bit more smart about it, right?
Yep, but they're not.
But they're not. But that's exactly my point, right? So, for those of you who don't know, obviously, we did, as Gareth said, we had this massive storm surge over us over the week, end of the week, and
It was a cyclone.
oh, whatever.
Wasn't a
It's all
surge.
the damn same shit at this point in mine. But anyway, our premier, which is the equivalent to the American president and the New Zealand Prime Minister, got online and said, everybody stay home, do not go out of your house, do not leave, take good care of your families, don't go to work. And these fucking greedy business owners who open their stores up, I'm not talking about your work specifically, I'm talking about other ones. I'm not saying your work are greedy. They didn't know about the warnings when you went in. But, these people who just it's okay, it's not going to affect us. Next minute, the frickin' store's half flooded, staff are trapped under bloody tables. I mean, what is wrong with people that they think that they are that indestructible that their shit's not going to get damaged?
Okay, first of all, I would like to just quickly point out some inconsistencies and inaccuracies with that first rant there. First of all, it wasn't the Premier that is the equivalent of the President or the thing. It was basically like a state senator. It's the Premier of Queensland. It wasn't the Prime Minister of Australia like you were trying to insinuate it was.
Oh,
So,
I thought the Premier was the Prime Minister. That's my bad.
No, it's like a senator. It's like a mayor. Like, New Zealand's equivalent would be a mayor of a city because we don't have states. We don't have states in New Zealand. In Australia, we've got Queensland, New South Wales, all that kind of stuff. They have their own premier. So it's the leader of that. And then above them is the Prime Minister.
Right.
So there you go. So that's the first one.
Okay.
And yeah, some people stupidly opened up the doors and all that kind of stuff. Once again, you don't realize how much it's going to hit and how big it's going to hit. You can have all the warnings in the world, but then again, we were meant to have like 180k winds. We were supposed to have torrential downpours for like 4 days, and it lasted like 6 hours. And the winds were like a little bit stronger than normal. It wasn't a huge thing. So most people probably just went, fuck it, we'll see what happens and go for gold. They were stupid. They should have shut it, but that's their things anyway.
Yeah, but like a lot of our friends...
It just makes it funny, the fact of... You can see the fact... What I liked about the storm the most was the fact that there was a lot of destruction. And it was more along the lines of... You would think, oh yeah, cool, a little bit of wind, that'd be fine, that's cool. But until you see, streams that are flooding still now, and the cyclone finished, 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Where near my work is, just down the road from there. You can't get into certain places because it's still flooded.
Well,
they were going to say the river was going to be at the highest peak it was on Saturday afternoon, I think it was, and it actually hit that on Friday afternoon.
Yeah,
just smashed
there's
everything.
a road on the Gold Coast that is completely washed out. You cannot get on the other side. But
this political podcast is brought to you by.
I was just going to say, I just want to point out that Gareth's boss sent him home, and that it was a complete misconception. But I wasn't actually having a rant at your work.
No, I know.
But
there were other people there.
But some of our friends whose businesses
bearing in mind, for me to get home through that, I had to go through the actual brunt of the whole thing while driving my little car and aquaplaned about 4 times and almost spun around at one point. That was fun.
And as I said to
Seriously,
my mother, had I known, you would have taken my car.
I was on the phone to Bex, and so I was on the phone. This is how crazy I am. After the first or second or fourth, I can't remember, aquaplaning and skidding around and all that kind of stuff, I called Bex, and Bex was like, oh my god, what happened? And I'm just sitting there cracking up, just going, that was awesome. What happened? The car spun around, almost skidded and all that. She's like, you're a child, get home safe. I'm like, that's fun.
Yeah, well, given the fact that the last time we were talking on the phone and something happened to you while driving your vehicle, some jackass rear-ended your car.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. But it was fun. Well, sorry, I think my volume just went really loud then. Sorry.
I don't know.
Sorry, everybody.
I can't see it.
Yeah, I kind of went... This podcast is brought to you by lack of coffee. And we got a decent amount of sleep last night. But, yeah, that's what I want to bring up. Before I get into this other podcast that I've been listening to that are very, very cool. But I want to talk about something right now. So... I get this message from my lovely darling wife during the cyclone, and she says to me, I've decided to wash everything in the bedroom, all the bed sheets, all the stuff like that. I went, okay, that's cool, lovely, no worries, you do what you got to do. I then get this video of my said wife sitting on the washing machine because she chucked my pillows in there. Now, I have one little pillow and I have a memory foam pillow because, I like it how it presses into my neck and I get a good night's sleep. So she's on the washing machine saying, your memory foam pillow is a lot heavier than I thought, and it's moving the washing machine around, so I'm trying to, wall it down so it doesn't end up dancing around the room. So I went, okay, cool, haha, that's funny, made the dirty sexual jokes, and then we moved on. All was happy. Until I get a video from my wife, and she says that, that lovely pillow that you have, which you enjoy immensely, and sorry, I'm bringing up tears while I say this because it's been such a great pillow for me. She then says it's destroyed. Not just broken, not just snapped in a couple of places, it's destroyed. It now seems like it's got 14 ferrets running around inside it. The memory foam is now turned into a retard and it's going, duh. It doesn't seem like it can do anything right now. You ruined my pillow! The one pillow that gave my neck support, and you killed it! This is where in the background I should have harps playing or little sad music. But, yep, world's smallest violin, I know. There are people up north that have lost all their homes and everything else like this, and
all
people that can't eat and all that kind of stuff. But here I am going, my damn pillow.
In my defense,
there's no defense.
I sent a video to Gareth that said, "This is my last will and testament. Yep. I, Rebecca, of sound mind and body,
have fucked your pillow." And I went, what?
Have a confession to make. Yep. I might have killed your pillow.
That's it. It's grounds for divorce.
It's not.
And I have a feeling that the divorce lawyer would go, "What happened? Did you cheat on her? Nope. Did you do this? Nope. What happened? She killed my pillow. That's it. Fuck it. You get everything.
Okay. All right.
Whatever you want done.
If we're gonna bring this shit up.
Okay. Keep talking. I'm just going to go get a drink because I'm kind of thirsty. But keep talking. Go.
All right. Well, if we're going to bring this shit up, then I'm pretty sure that there is grounds for divorce, given the fact that you have shattered most of my good drinking glasses. And by good drinking glasses, I'm talking about my expensive drinking glasses, not those cheap ass nasty Kmart.
I didn't shatter them. I destroyed them.
The first day we opened the box, you knocked it, it fell off your foot, rebounded off the floor, hit your foot again, and shattered on the floor.
Yeah, and I had a bruise underneath my nail for 4 weeks afterwards.
It's still there.
Is it? I thought it'd gone. No, it's gone now. Because it actually, what had happened is that, this is just a heads up for everyone out there that gets a little bit of pain talking about nails and stuff. So just warning. So what had happened is that, the glass fell and the bottom of it hit the part of my toe where the nail meets that part, the cuticle part, right?
Right.
So cracked it on that, bounced off, as you said, hit the ground again, came back again and kind of got me on the front of my toe because I'd moved it because I was like, ah! Then it exploded. So I'm standing there barefoot with this massive bruise. It would have been. It was a decent sized bruise. It was a decent sized bruise, and it had to be there for 4 weeks as it went up my toenail as it was trying to get out because it couldn't. I couldn't pop it. You couldn't do anything because I'm not sticking anything in my toenails. But it had to actually grow up. You can see it was funny.
It's your own bloody fault, honestly. What makes me laugh?
I was cleaning the dishes and I turned around and bumped it. That's what happened.
Yeah, but what makes me laugh is that you didn't even try to catch the glass. You moved your foot out of the way, but you didn't.
I put my foot to try and catch. You know how you put your foot to stop the fall?
No, I've never done that.
Really?
Not for a glass.
I've always tried to even just knock it a little bit so that instead of hitting the ground hard, it might just bounce and skim and that's fine. So I tried to do that. And as soon as I hit it the first time, I was like, no, fuck you cunt. I should just let you fall.
See, now what makes me laugh about this bit is, right, because he's going on and on and on about this bloody pillow. These are my expensive vintage highball beer mug.
We
beer
can
glasses.
always get more. However, with my pillow, I can
also replace that. I can always replace that.
You've got a decent night's sleep.
Still replace it.
Yeah, but you're not because we can't. So I have to sleep with these fucking ferrets feeling around my head, or sleep on other pillows, which you claim are comfortable. They feel like, how can people How can people sleep on these?
Well, we went to Bali. You slept on pillows like that while we were
I had to
away.
have 8 pillows just so I could actually put my head on something solid. I think at one in Bali, I think I grabbed